So we just finished the World Cup yesterday. It was pretty fun to watch. From a non-soccer fan, someone who does not ever watch soccer, never watch soccer, I'm an American football fan. Obviously, you can tell. And so this was the first time I've ever seen the World Cup. I mean, I've seen bits and pieces in the past, but like I watched the whole thing for the first time. And there's 10 things that really shocked me during this run, this month long World Cup. I'm not a fan yet, but here's what I learned. All right, here's what shocked me the most. All right, I'm gonna wear my glasses for this because I'm gonna read off my phone. I made the list. It's a little comical. It's a little interesting. This is coming from a football guy, okay, American football, watching soccer, and I could never imagine that I would actually watch an entire game of soccer. But at the end, I was watching all the games. And I was watching them from beginning to end. It was pretty fun, pretty exciting. All right, the first thing I was shocked by in the world of soccer is, oh my God, all the acting. Everybody is fighting for that Oscar award. As a fan, as a spectator, as an American football guy, yeah, man. Let's not bring acting into our athletic performance. It was way too much acting. It was a little overkill. It was a little too obvious. It was actually kind of embarrassing to watch grown men act the way they were acting. 100% embarrassing. 100% not needed. Leave that to the basketball players. It's just not a good look. Okay. Now, as a football official, some guy who did Pop Warner all the way to NFL, I probably did about 100,000 football plays. And only once did I have an athlete, a football player, flop. And the moment I saw it, I flagged him, unsportsmanlike, man. I said, listen, don't bring that to our sport. Come on, man. Leave that in basketball, other sports. Don't bring flopping to football. We are men playing a sport. Even at Pop Warner, that was a mindset. You are men playing a sport. Don't bring stuff like that to this sport. Leave it to the basketball players. Leave it to LeBron James, those kind of people. Don't bring it here. That was number one. Number two, oh my God, I cannot believe the United States went full Karen. Come on. They went Karen on the world. Who brings a Karen with them? Now, some player for the American team got a red card. And what do we do as Americans? We did what we do best. Can I speak to your manager? Bring your manager out. I'm going to file a complaint. Listen, when I started watching these soccer matches, I was kind of like, I don't know what a yellow card is. I don't know what a red card is. I don't know what the consequences are. So I was kind of like, I was actually, studying the rule book as I was watching these games. And one of the rules that kind of stood out that was kind of weird was for a red card was if you're bickering with an opponent and you cover your mouth like this, you get a red card. And sure enough, it was a game against Mexico. One of the players did that, covered his mouth while they were bickering, red card. Boom. Nobody complained. That was the end of it. The guy walked off, suspended for the next game. What the American did fell right in line with one of those red card situations. Nowhere in that rule book does it say it's got to be intentional. There's not if you ever look at the American football rule book, never does it say if he intentionally grabs the opponent's face mask or if he intentionally jumps to the outsides. You just can't grab someone's face mask by accident or on purpose, right? What that American player did, I don't know the soccer rules, but there's one thing I'll say. There are rules and there's a philosophy of the rules. Most people don't understand the philosophy of the rules. They kind of read a rule and they think they understand what the rule is. All of a sudden, everybody in America became these rule experts, these soccer rule experts, and they were like, it was uncalled for, and we need to get that overturned. Come on, man. Oh, this is so embarrassing. And of course, everybody who's ever competed as an athlete knows very well when mommy comes down the stands and complains and we have a Karen out there, we're gonna get our asses kicked. It's just straight up. You cannot come off of a Karen situation and become victorious. I actually have a story for you. So when I was officiating a football game in Harlingen, Texas, it was a high school game, and it was during one of the breaks. I can't remember if it was halftime or timeout. It's not important. A man came up to me, nicely dressed, and he says, "Hey, that wasn't holding." And you don't understand how I work as a referee. And I'm like, are you a coach? He says, no. Are you a player? He says, no. He goes, I'm the principal. And I said, I don't care who you are. If you're not coaching or playing, get off the field. And he looked at me like nobody can challenge him. I said, you don't get off the field now, I'm going to have you escorted off the field. And I look at people sometimes like this, like, and he knew right away that his whole Karen situation was not going to work on me. Go Karen somewhere else. That's embarrassing. All right, that was number 2. The United States win Karen. That's embarrassing. Number 3, holy crap, Messi. That guy's amazing. I'm always like looking for athletes that can do things like, that's why we all watch the gymnastics Olympics, right? Because they're doing flips and all that. Everybody has their skills in their sports. Messi was amazing from Argentina. I think the guy was like 39. There was a play, in case you didn't see it. It was a game to get into the finals. They needed one more goal to win. And he kicked it with his off foot, his weak foot. He kicked it over a 6'2" guy. He was covered by 2 young studs, by the way. Kicked it between them, over a 6'2" guy, just like an inch to his player who hit it in with his head, and they won. Oh my God. Now I know. I'm like, okay, yeah, let's go. Right? That was awesome to watch. I'm a big fan of anybody who's a great athlete. That was number 3. Beautiful to watch. Number 4, Norway. Oh, man, they had all of us doing that. I was like, rewind. I got to see that again. Rewind. It was so fun to watch Norway and that Erling Haaland, whatever his name is. Oh, dude, you're the man. For like a week, my whole social media was all about him. The algorithm was just like feeding me stuff about him. And then there was I don't think it was his sister, some girl that looks like him and behaves like him. Oh my, it made the week so fun. I watched all these documentaries about him, how he came from as a little kid and his diet, his training, his parents. So fun. It was so fun. Norway, we became big fans. That was so fun. Oh, I loved it. It was so good. For a second, I was like, I want to be a Viking. Anyways, Norway, thanks for making it so fun. That was really, really good. The 5th thing that was kind of shocking me is like, why do they play a bronze final match? It was like watching an NBA All-Star game. If you've ever seen an NBA All-Star game, nobody's like playing defense. It's all offense. That was, I don't know, man. It was like everybody, you got to go. Everybody gets to go. And these goals are like big deals. So these players are like, they're just raking in these goals. 6-4 in soccer. Come on now. Like, why even play the game if it's going to be played like that? It's kind of embarrassing. I don't know why I made a big deal about it. I made a meal. I had my food. I was like, we're going to watch this game. And I was like, oh, they're not even really playing. They're jogging. Everybody's scoring. Yeah. Get rid of the bronze final match. It's embarrassing. The big thing that I learned is you actually, if you guys that don't know about FIFA or soccer, that you play in a round robin format, and then you advance to the knockout rounds. And never would have I ever imagined that you don't have to win to advance. Yeah, I said that correctly. You don't have to win to advance to the playoff rounds or the knockout rounds. As long as you don't lose, you win. That was like a whole new philosophy, which was really odd to me because my entire life is either you win or you lose. That's it. There is nothing else. So all of a sudden it's like there's 3 categories. If you don't lose and you don't win, you win. It's weird. It kind of, playing to draw. That was hard. That was hard for me to understand, to get. I don't know. That's something that was weird, but it made something exciting. Which is my number 7 item. Cabo Verde. I think I said it right. Cape Verde, Cabo Verde, whatever the name of the country is. They utilized that strategy. They were playing Spain in the first round. These guys had never made the World Cup. They were playing Spain. Well, they're not going to beat Spain. They won the whole thing. So all they did was play defense. All we have to do is not lose, and we win. And it was like, after that game was over, Spain was crying, and this country, Cabo Verde, was celebrating like they were going to Disney World already. That was kind of cool, man. I was like, okay, I get it. You don't have to win to win. Okay, yeah, sure. Let's go with it. It was kind of interesting to watch. Number 8, Bosnia. Man, I never heard of Bosnia. Like I've heard through some, history and friends or whatever. You hear about countries like that, but I don't know anything about the culture. And turns out that we apparently have a lot of Bosnian fans in this country, and they can pack a house and they can celebrate. They made it fun. They showed us their culture. That was just so much fun to see. And of course, they played against America, USA, and it's like, either way, that game was like, if USA wins, let's go. We move on. If they lose, at least Bosnia moves on, and that's going to be fun. So it was really fun. I like the World Cup in that sense, where we're learning about these countries like Bosnia, Cabo Verde. It's just made it really, really fun. I get it. It was so, so good. Number 9, man. Okay, so I'm gonna be a little bit. I'm gonna like be vulnerable here, okay, and a little bit. What's the word I want to use? Like, American athletes are better than all athletes. That I'm gonna pompous, whatever you want to say. I've always thought that American athletes are the best in the world, right? And you come to the Olympics, you come to all these other basketball, all these other sports. Americans are just top of the notch, top of the line, right? But except for soccer, and I always said is that the reason for that is because all our good athletes, they go to like football, track, basketball, baseball, where the money's at. They don't do soccer. And so that was always my excuse, like, well, we don't win at the world stage because all our good athletes are in real sports. I know. It's cocky. Sorry. I apologize. But there was a player for the USA team. His name is Freeman. He's the son of a Green Bay Packers receiver who won a Super Bowl. Amazing receiver, amazing football player. And I thought, oh, his offspring. Okay, we got an elite athlete here, right? Perfect. He's good. Obviously, he's on the team, and he's amazing. But he wasn't like what I thought it was going to be, like a dominant figure. He's just like everybody else. I mean, yeah, there was nothing really special that stood out. So the logic that I used to use where our top athletes are in other sports was debunked. So soccer players all over the world are phenomenal athletes. And probably a lot of those could be receivers in the NFL and make a lot of money, right? But they just love soccer. So that was a big shock. And the last one, number 10, man, the World Cup was really a cultural exchange. We all brought our cultures together and we just kind of shared them with one another. It was so beautiful. I think I saw a meme that was like, when their parents are away, the cousins can come and have next year let's all have another sleepover. It's really kind of fun. We got to see, different countries and how they celebrate. And, I just mentioned Norway and, we're all in the escalator or, all over the place, all these different countries. It was really fun to see. It made this summer, I'm not a big fan of summers because it gets so hot here in Arizona, and it made summer fun. And I look forward to the next one. It was really amazing when you would see some of those foreigners in Texas and they're like, go to that, the Buc-ee's gas station, or they go, to these restaurants and they want, ranch dressing, without, I don't know which dressing they wanted, but it was really fun to watch. Overall, it was a really good experience. I understand now why soccer has 10 times more fans than an NFL Super Bowl. There was 1.5 billion people who watched Spain beat Argentina. 1.5 billion. NFL Super Bowl doesn't even get 10% of that. They get like 125 million viewers. 1.5 billion. I can't wait for the next one. I can't wait for the Women's World Cup. I think it's next year. Either way, that was really fun. Thanks, everybody, for listening. Thanks for being part of this journey. I don't have a soccer ball. I do have an American football. It was really good. Do me a favor. Hit subscribe. Hit like. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys soon. Take care.